Episode 29. Azra receives a message informing her that Ebru is covering the night shift at the hotel and will be there until morning. Moments later, she sees Sehen. Tülay and Erkan celebrate their wedding anniversary. Tülay asks Erkan how much he paid for the roses he brought her. Erkan smiles and tells her that no one asks the price of a gift. Tülay replies that the flowers must have been free. Pretending to be heartbroken, Erkan tells her she is breaking his heart and asks why she is questioning his love. Tülay reminds him that this is the first time he has ever brought her flowers in all their years together. Erkan promises that from now on he will drown her in flowers. Tülay raises her glass and says they have survived many difficult years together and that even worse days seem to be waiting for them. She sarcastically proposes a toast to many more unhappy years. She even says that if Berik gives birth to yet another child, she promises she will appreciate it this time. Erkan asks why she is speaking so negatively, reminding her that she has her husband and he will always take care of her. Tülay admits that is exactly what frightens her. Erkan cannot believe they have already spent 15 years together and asks how she has managed to tolerate him all this time. Tülay simply tells him to stop talking and eat. Azra takes Sehen's phone while he is away. She briefly calls Ebru from his phone before immediately hanging up, then deletes the call from the history and carefully places the phone back where it was before Sehen returns. A few moments later, Ebru calls Sehen back. Sehen makes an excuse, telling Azra that he is going to bed before wishing her good night. Azra pretends to head toward the bedroom, but secretly stays close enough to listen. Once she is out of sight, Sehen answers Ebru's call. Ebru tells him that he called her and immediately hung up. Sehen insists he never called her and accuses her of making excuses just to hear his voice. Ebru quickly denies it. She says he is not even on her mind and tells him she has just gotten out of the hot tub and is about to watch a movie. Without hesitation, Sehen tells her to wait for him because they should watch it together. He hangs up and leaves for the hotel. Azra overhears the conversation and realizes exactly where he is going. Elsewhere, Serhat calls Zeynep. He admits that Berik is determined to make him suffer through their children. Zeynep asks where he is. Serhat tells her he is at the hotel. She urges him to come home so they can talk. Serhat refuses as he never wants to return to that house again and feels like burning it down together with every memory inside it. Zeynep reminds him that not every memory in the house belongs to Berik as it's also where he shared beautiful moments with Hale and Ilkem. She asks if he really wants to destroy those memories as well. Serhat replies that he married the wrong woman, watched her make the daughters miserable, and could do nothing to stop it. Zeynep once again asks him to come home and talk. Instead, Serhat ends the call. At the hotel, Ebru is surprised when Sehen actually arrives and immediately asks why he came. Sehen replies that he came to watch a movie. Ebru reminds him that someone might see them together, gossip will spread throughout the hotel, and they will spend weeks cleaning up the rumors. Sehen tells her not to leave him standing outside the door. He assures her that nothing inappropriate is going to happen between them. Ebru replies that even if he wanted something to happen, nothing would happen between them anyway. She asks why he did not simply watch a movie at home with his wife. Sehen admits that he and Azra do not do things like that together. He says Azra does not love him, yet she refuses to leave him. Ebru assumes Azra is with him because of his money. Sehen dismisses the subject and says he is already used to being the least loved member of his family and always the one everyone blames first. Ebru understands exactly what he means as she feels the same way in her own family because Mustafa is the good child, Zeynep is the perfect daughter, while she is always the flawed one. Sehen says the same equation exists in his family as Khan is the good brother, Serhat is the perfect one, and he is forever remembered as the mischievous black sheep. Ebru admits that no matter what she does, she can never make anyone happy. Sehen says he stopped trying to make people love him a long time ago because life became much easier once he accepted it. Ebru says she has not reached that point yet. Changing the subject, Sehen says they can discuss work tomorrow because tonight they are simply going to watch the movie together. Zeynep goes to the hotel to speak with Serhat. He asks her why she came. Zeynep tells him that he is a complete mess and somebody needs to pull him back together. After a moment of silence, Serhat unexpectedly asks if she has ever fallen in love with the wrong person and been betrayed. Zeynep wonders why he suddenly wants to know. Serhat tells her she always hides her pain from everyone, but he can still see the wounds she carries. Zeynep immediately reminds him that her past is none of his business. She says they are simply two people living under the same roof to protect his daughters, nothing more and nothing less. Serhat agrees. The next day, before going to work, Zeynep visits her parents together with Kader. Her parents happily give her their blessing on her first day at her new job. She asks where Ebru is. Rafika tells her that Ebru worked the night shift and has been at the hotel since the previous evening. Zeynep says that is wonderful because hard work is always a good thing. She leaves Kader with her parents. Kader happily asks Rafika if they can make pastries together. Rafika agrees. When Zeynep is about to go to the head's school, she sees Tülay, who casually mentions that everyone in the neighborhood has heard there are serious problems in Serhat's household. Zeynep asks who told her. Tülay replies that Berik herself came to the neighborhood and even announced that she is pregnant. Not wanting to waste any more time, Zeynep tells Tülay she has work to get to and leaves. Before going to school, however, she asks the driver to stop at the hotel. Meanwhile, Berik signs some papers. After everything is finalized, Serhat gives her the money she requested and asks where he should tell the girls she will be living. Berik says he does not need to tell them anything because she will return in 9 months to explain everything herself. Serhat asks whether she intends to keep hiding behind the fake pregnancy. He reminds her that after she woke from her coma they never even shared the same bedroom, so if she is truly pregnant, then the baby certainly is not his. He even suggests that she visit Tibet in the hospital and give him the good news instead. Berik replies that she never claimed they conceived the baby after she recovered and tells Serhat they will see each other again very soon before walking away. Serhat immediately phones Berik's doctor. He asks whether it would have been medically possible for Berik to become pregnant while she was in a coma. The doctor firmly tells him it would have been impossible as she was monitored constantly with regular examinations, and if she had been pregnant, they would certainly have known. Relieved, Serhat thanks the doctor. Meanwhile, Ebru is enjoying breakfast in the luxury suite when someone knocks on the door. She opens it to find Zeynep standing there. Seeing her younger sister wearing a hotel robe immediately raises Zeynep's suspicions. She walks inside and demands to know what is happening. She asks Ebru who paid for the suite and why she is staying there. Ebru asks her to calm down and promises to explain everything. She tells Zeynep that after Azra humiliated her during dinner, Sehen offered her one night in the luxury suite as an apology. Zeynep finds the explanation difficult to believe and asks what kind of boss makes such gestures toward an employee. She asks Ebru directly whether Sehen came to the room, who remains silent for a moment. That silence is enough for Zeynep to assume he did. Ebru quickly explains that nothing happened as they simply watched a movie together and ate popcorn. Still unconvinced, Zeynep bluntly asks whether she has become Sehen's mistress. Deeply offended, Ebru asks how her own sister could even think such a thing. She reminds Zeynep that she is living under Serhat's roof. Zeynep tells her to finish what she wanted to say. Ebru replies that she may be her father's daughter, but she is not capable of destroying another woman's marriage. Zeynep asks Ebru to imagine the situation from her perspective, that if she had walked into a hotel suite and found her dressed in a robe after spending the night with a married man, what would she have thought? Ebru says that if Zeynep told her nothing happened, she would believe her. She tells Ebru she believes her because she knows her sister could never become someone's mistress. However, she also warns her to be extremely careful and asks her to think about how her actions might affect their parents because another scandal could destroy their father completely. After leaving the room, Zeynep runs into Serhat. Before going to school, she informs him that Berik has been telling everyone she is pregnant. Serhat insists that he never touched Berik after her recovery. Serhat calls Berik's doctor, who reveals that several weeks earlier Berik underwent an embryo transfer procedure. Serhat is stunned. 4 years earlier, at a doctor's appointment, Berik was diagnosed with cancer. At the time, before beginning chemotherapy, the doctor recommended freezing her embryos to preserve her ability to have children in the future. Serhat remembers comforting Berik then, assuring her that she would beat cancer. Back in the present, everything suddenly makes sense. Serhat is left speechless. Before he can process everything while leaving, Berik appears. She tells him that she knew he will realize that she is pregnant. Serhat asks her how she could do something like this. Berik lovingly strokes her stomach and tells him that this is their baby and gives him an ultimatum. If he insists on divorcing her, she will give birth to the baby and give her for adoption, just as she once did with Kader. She promises that he will never even know where the child is. Looking directly into his eyes, she asks Serhat if he is prepared to spend the rest of his life living with the same pain of losing a child. Berik tells him that perhaps years later another Zeynep will appear and bring the child back to him, just like fate reunited him with Kader. Zeynep is horrified by what she hears and asks Berik what kind of person talks about giving her own baby away. She calls her evil. Without another word, Serhat forces Berik into his car and tells Zeynep he will call her later before driving away. Although worried, Zeynep continues to the school. Meanwhile, Azra deliberately slams the bedroom door, waking Sehen. She confronts him after finding a strand of hair on his trousers and demands to know whose it is, insisting it clearly does not belong to her. Convinced it belongs to Ebru, she accuses him of cheating and even begins searching his clothes for lipstick stains. Sehen snatches the trousers away and tells her she has gone too far and admits he once found her jealousy amusing. He says it has become unbearable and he is exhausted by the constant arguments and accusations. Azra fires back, saying that if he wants peace, he should stop sleeping with other women while married to her. Sehen changes the subject, mocking her for walking around the house barefoot and telling her that her feet are like oars. Their shouting attracts Sevim, who asks what all the commotion is about. Azra brushes it off as nothing important. Sevim reminds her that Sehen loves her deeply and says that even if he had texted another woman or done something foolish, she knows her son well enough to believe he would never betray his wife. She warns Azra that if she keeps creating unnecessary conflicts, she will eventually drive Sehen away herself. After Sevim walks away, Azra quietly admits to herself that pushing Sehen away is exactly what she wants. At Altanizik College, Zeynep is welcomed by Assistant Principal Zeren, who tells her they were expecting her to begin work on Monday. Zeynep explains that she wanted to start earlier so she could review the students' files and prepare herself before classes officially begin. Zeren is impressed by her dedication, so she warmly welcomes her to the school, gives her a tour of the campus and tells her about the upcoming school ball, encouraging all the teachers to attend. When she finally enters her office, Zeynep notices a box of chocolates on her desk together with a handwritten note from Serhat that reads, "I know you eat sweets when you're nervous. Keep these close in case the students overwhelm you." The thoughtful gift immediately reminds her of a night 3 months earlier when she had wandered into the kitchen desperately looking for something sweet. She complains to Serhat that despite having every luxury imaginable in the house, from dragon fruit to golden strawberries and oranges, they don't even have chocolate or sugar cubes. He tells Zeynep that Berik doesn't like sugar and banned it in the house. Serhat hands her a jar of honey and told her to make do with that for one night and stop making so much noise. Returning to the present, Zeynep smiles at the memory, sits at her desk, reaches for her phone to call Serhat, then remembers he left with Berik. Instead, she quietly opens the chocolates, eats one and smiles before beginning her first day at work. Serhat takes Berik back to the fertility clinic, demanding absolute proof that she is really pregnant. Although the doctor has already confirmed the pregnancy, Serhat insists on an ultrasound. The scan clearly shows the baby, and Berik happily thanks the doctor for recommending freezing her embryos before her cancer treatment years ago. Furious, Serhat demands to know how the embryo transfer was carried out without his consent. The doctor explains that Berik presented a consent form bearing Serhat's signature and claimed he had to leave town urgently, so he had signed the documents beforehand. Serhat immediately realizes Berik forged his signature and confronts her. She admits she wanted to surprise him. Horrified, the doctor realizes she has been deceived. Serhat lashes out, telling the doctor that Berik is capable of every kind of lie and asking how she could perform such a procedure without confirming his approval. The doctor sincerely apologizes, admitting she never imagined something like this could happen. Serhat declares that because of her mistake, the woman he hates most in the world is now carrying his child before storming out of the examination room. After Serhat leaves, Berik apologizes to the doctor for her husband's behavior, explaining that they have been under enormous stress lately. The doctor tells her that she no longer wishes to continue as her physician. Completely unfazed, Berik replies that she will simply find another doctor and thanks her before leaving. Outside the clinic, Berik excitedly talks about going home together, telling Serhat that they will tell Hale and Ilkem the difficult days are behind them, that they are starting over and that the girls will eventually forgive them. Serhat shuts her down, asking what new beginning she is talking about. He tells her their marriage is over, she is no longer part of his life and she needs to accept that. Berik quietly hands him the ultrasound photograph, telling him it is the only picture of his baby he will ever have because he will never see this child again. Furious, Serhat grabs her by the arm, forces her into the car and drives away. Episode 30. Sedef tells Can that the entire hotel staff now knows that Ebru stayed at the hotel and that Sehen visited her there during the night. Can is concerned and says he will speak to Sehen about it. When Sehen arrives, Sedef leaves the two brothers alone. Can looks at Sehen suspiciously, prompting him to ask what he is being accused of this time. Can gets straight to the point and asks whether he is cheating on Azra. Sehen is surprised and asks where the question is coming from, wondering if Azra has caused another scene. Can clarifies that Azra did not cause a scene, but points out that Sehen booked a room at the hotel for Ebru and then visited her at night, and now the entire hotel is talking about it. He asks Sehen whether there is really something going on between him and Ebru. Sehen denies having an affair with Ebru. He explains that the rumors started because Azra humiliated Ebru at the restaurant, so he gave Ebru a night at the hotel as a gesture of apology. Can tells him that it was very thoughtful of him, but then asks what he was doing there at night. Sehen explains that he simply came to the hotel and stopped by Ebru's room for 5 minutes to make sure everything was okay. Can warns him not to do anything stupid that could destroy his family. Sehen tells him not to worry because he is not going to break up his family and has no intention of leaving Azra. Meanwhile, Serhat gives Berik a hotel room card and tells her that she will be staying at the hotel. Ebru sees this. When Serhat later goes into his office to make a phone call, Ebru follows and listens from outside. Serhat tells Mr. Nesip that he has placed Berik in the hotel and orders him to make sure someone is at her door at all times, as he does not want Berik leaving the hotel under any circumstances. Serhat informs Can that Berik will be staying at the hotel. Can tries to ask what happened, but Serhat tells him not to ask questions because he is too emotionally exhausted to discuss everything that has happened. Can suggests to Serhat that Ebru should be transferred to one of their other hotels. He explains that rumors are spreading around the hotel about Sihan and Ebru having an affair, and moving her would be the best way to protect her from further gossip. Serhat tells Can to do whatever he thinks is necessary and asks him not to burden him with the matter because he has enough to deal with already. Can later approaches Ebru and tells her that she can leave for the day because she has been given the day off. He informs her that, starting the following day, she will be working at their Beşiktaş hotel permanently. Can assures her that she has done nothing wrong and praises her work, but Ebru is deeply hurt by the sudden transfer. She cannot understand why she is being moved when she's very happy at the hotel. Can assures her that the Beşiktaş hotel is a good place and says he is certain she will enjoy working there. After Can leaves, some of the receptionists laugh. Ebru, already upset, asks them why they are laughing. She gathers her belongings and leaves. Ebru later confronts Zeynep and accuses her of stirring everything up and getting Serhat to have her transferred. Zeynep is confused and asks what she is talking about. Ebru tells her that she has been moved to the Beşiktaş hotel and insists that Serhat must be behind it. Zeynep says she had no idea about the transfer. Ebru questions how they could suddenly decide to move her when everyone had been happy with her until the previous day. Zeynep responds that this is what happens when someone meets a married man in a hotel room and says that, in her opinion, she brought the situation upon herself. She even praises Serhat for doing what she believes is the right thing. Ebru points out the contradiction in Zeynep's criticism, reminding her that she is also living in Serhat's house while he is still legally married to Berik. Zeynep tells Ebru not to be rude to her. Refika shows up with Kader and immediately notices the tension between the sisters. Kader gives Zeynep the pastries she made with Refika. Zeynep leaves with her. Ebru storms off to her room. Refika follows Ebru and asks what she has done to drive Zeynep crazy again. Ebru becomes frustrated and says that it is always her who gets blamed. She complains that Zeynep can never do anything wrong in their mother's eyes and that she has always favored her. Refika rejects the accusation and insists that she has never treated her children differently. Ebru asks her mother to leave her alone. Refika then asks whether the argument has something to do with Sihan again. She warns Ebru that although she has never laid a hand on any of her children, if she continues down this path, she will lose her patience. Ebru angrily tells her mother to go ahead and keep pressuring her until she finally has enough and throws herself into Sihan's arms. Refika struggles to control her anger. She calls Ebru an insolent girl and storms out without hitting her. Meanwhile, Serhat speaks with his lawyer, Ergun, about Berik's pregnancy. Ergun explains that because the doctor performed the embryo transfer without obtaining his permission or requiring him to be present, he could file a compensation claim against the doctor and also pursue a case against Berik for forging his signature. Ergun believes the court would likely rule in Serhat's favor. Serhat, however, sees little value in pursuing compensation or sending Berik to prison while she is carrying his child. His main concern is what will happen to the baby. He asks Ergun whether Berik could simply disappear while she is pregnant. Ergun explains that Berik is legally free to travel, including traveling abroad, and that his legal rights are extremely limited until the child is born, as at this stage, the only significant legal authority he has is the ability to object if Berik attempts to terminate the pregnancy. Serhat is frustrated by the situation and asks Ergun to continue investigating every possible legal option that could help him find a solution. Later, Serhat tells Zeynep that Berik is genuinely pregnant. He explains that he saw the baby during the ultrasound. Zeynep looks pale and admits that she had been certain the pregnancy was another lie, so she is shocked to discover that it is real. Serhat explains that Berik was diagnosed with cancer years earlier. Before undergoing treatment, she froze her embryos in case they wanted to have another child in the future. So Berik eventually used the embryos without his permission. Zeynep realizes why Berik had threatened Serhat with the pain of losing another child. She understands that Berik is using the pregnancy to prevent the divorce, knowing that if he refuses to reconcile with her, she can potentially keep him from ever seeing the child. Zeynep cannot believe anyone would do something so cruel and says that no normal person would behave that way. Serhat reminds Zeynep of Kader's situation. He asks her to imagine what would have happened if Kader had never seen their photograph in the newspaper, never heard that Berik was her mother and never met Zeynep. Kader would still be suffering with Tülay and Erkan without knowing where she truly belonged. Zeynep agrees. Serhat tells her that he has placed Berik in the hotel and instructed the staff not to let her leave, but he knows he cannot keep her there forever. He asks Zeynep what he should do. Zeynep admits that she does not know what the solution is either, but tells him that whatever happens between him and Berik, the most important thing now is the baby's well-being. Seyhan meets with Tibet, who hands him a list of the men he is expected to take to the hotel. Tibet makes it clear that he must be extremely careful because they cannot afford to make any mistakes. Seyhan is surprised by how quickly everything has been arranged and tells Tibet that he has not finished making all the necessary preparations. Tibet dismisses his concerns, reminding him that Seyhan was the one who told him to speed things up. He explains that the deal has already been finalized and the advance payment has been received, so there is no going back now. Tibet then gives Seyhan his share of the money. Seyhan reluctantly tells him that he will find a way to handle everything. Tibet also tells Seyhan to make sure Berik understands that he is only claiming to be Kader's father because the truth coming out could ruin his business. He makes it clear that he has no intention of taking responsibility for Kader or raising her. Ebru calls Seyhan and tells him that Can has informed her that she has been permanently transferred to the Beşiktaş hotel. She explains that Zeynep saw her in the hotel room and apparently told Serhat about it. Seyhan immediately tells her not to worry and insists that nobody can simply fire someone he hired and asks her to meet him at the end of the street above her house. At dinner, Hale tells Serhat that there is a charity ball the following day, something he already knows about. Hale reminds everyone that her mum used to organize the event at the hotel. Zeynep explains that the teachers are expected to attend as well. Kader immediately asks whether she can come too. Zeynep happily tells her that of course she can come because she would not enjoy the evening without her anyway. İlkem jokingly comments on how easily Kader becomes happy over the smallest things. Zeynep tells her that people should learn to appreciate the little things in life because the bigger things take time. Hale jokingly refers to Zeynep as their new guidance counselor. İlkem says she is not in the mood to have fun and therefore does not want to attend the ball. Hale also says she does not want to go because she believes she will not fit into the dress their mother bought for her. Zeynep tells them that it does not matter and promises that they can go shopping the next day and find the most beautiful dresses they can. She wants the girls to enjoy themselves with their friends because they deserve to have some fun after everything they have been through. Serhat agrees with Zeynep and says he wants to dance with his daughters at the ball because they need to enjoy themselves. Their plans are interrupted when Mr. Nesip informs Serhat that Berik has left the hotel. Moments later, Berik calls Serhat and tells him that she is on her way home. Serhat is furious and asks whether she has lost her mind, reminding her that they had already agreed that she would not stay at the house. Berik tells him that she refuses to be hidden away in a hotel like his mistress. She says she cannot accept living that way and gives him an ultimatum: either she stays in her own home or she will disappear completely, taking the baby with her, and they will never find her again. She reminds Serhat that another child could end up suffering the same fate as Kader. Serhat asks her to give the girls some time and offers to rent a separate house for her. Berik refuses, insisting that she wants to remain in her own home. Ebru meets Sehen. Tülay happens to see them together and approaches to find out what is going on. Sehen reassures Ebru that she does not need to worry about the transfer. He reminds her that he already told her he would take care of the situation and insists that nobody can simply fire someone he personally hired. Sehen then reminds Ebru of their earlier conversation when he asked how far she would go to become rich, and she told him that she would go as far as necessary. He opens the bag Tibet gave him, revealing a large amount of money, and tells Ebru that she can take as much as she wants. Ebru asks what he expects from her in return. Sehen explains that some of the customers who come to the hotel must not be registered. Ebru immediately realizes that what he is asking her to do is illegal and asks whether he is asking her to commit a crime. Sehen admits that it is, but tells her that she can make a great deal of money and asks whether she is willing to do it. Ebru initially refuses and tries to get out of the car. Sehen stops her and tells her not to reject the offer immediately. He assures her that there is nothing to be afraid of because he will not allow anything to happen to her. He reminds Ebru that he trusted her enough to entrust her with the flash drive containing his secrets without hesitation, as if he can trust her with something that important, then she should trust him too. Ebru takes the money and accepts the deal. Sehen tells her that it will be the easiest money she ever makes and that she can spend it however she wants because there will be much more money coming her way. Ebru thanks him and leaves the car. As she walks away, she notices Mustafa nearby and quickly hides so he will not see her with Sehen. Tülay, meanwhile, pretends that she is feeling unwell and lets herself appear dizzy. Mustafa notices her and asks whether she is okay. Tülay tells him that she suddenly felt weak and thought she should sit down, but when she stood up she became dizzy again. Mustafa stays with her and offers to accompany her. Erkan sees them together and immediately asks what is happening. Mustafa explains that Tülay almost fainted. Tülay tells Mustafa that she is feeling better and asks him to go home. After he leaves, she thanks him. Erkan admits to Tülay that seeing Mustafa touch her made him furious. She tells him to stop and asks him to go to the coffee house. Once Erkan leaves, Tülay turns to Ebru and reminds her not to forget the favor she has just done for her. Ebru asks her if she has been spying on her. She explains that she had gone to see Sister Sabahat and happened to see her with Sehen in the car. When she noticed Mustafa approaching, she deliberately took cover in front of Ebru to prevent him from seeing them together. Ebru thanks her. Tülay reminds her that she is her sister and asks why she and Sehen are meeting secretly on the street when they could simply meet at her house. Ebru immediately corrects her and insists that nothing happened between her and Sehen. She says they were only discussing business. Tülay tells her that she saw Sehen give her something and watched Ebru put it into her pocket. She warns Ebru that her mother could see it or find it, so she should give it to her and let her keep it somewhere safe. Ebru denies receiving anything and tells Tülay that she must have misunderstood what she saw. She then leaves. Back at Serhat's house, the doorbell rings. Ilkem goes to answer it, while Serhat tries to stop her. When Ilkem opens the door, she finds Berik standing outside. Hale and Ilkem immediately ask what she is doing there. They tell her that if she has come to beg them for forgiveness, she should not bother. Berik tells them that she will continue begging until they forgive her because she is their mother. Serhat sits down as Berik tells the girls that she really is pregnant. She says they will have a real sibling who will be born right there beside them. Hale says she does not care. Ilkem, instead of being excited, feels sorry for the unborn baby and tells her mum that being her child must be terrible. Berik begs her daughters not to treat her this way because she is still their mother. Hale responds that she is nothing to her anymore. Berik then turns toward Zeynep and accuses her of turning the girls against her while she was away. Zeynep firmly tells Berik that she did not turn anyone against her as she did that herself through her own actions. Berik decides to go upstairs to rest and says she will speak to the girls again in the morning. Kader then approaches Berik and calls her mum. She tells Berik that she forgives her. Berik simply looks at Kader and ignores her. Ebru folds the money Sehen gave her inside her bandana before trying to hide it underneath her bed. At that moment, Rafika enters the room. Ebru says her phone fell, that's why she was on the floor. Rafika tells Ebru that she has folded clothes and asks her to bring out anything that needs ironing. Zeynep calls her father, Arif, because she wants to discuss something important with him. She asks whether he would allow her to bring Kader to their home and take care of her there. Arif immediately agrees, telling her that of course he would welcome Kader. Zeynep thanks him because she already knew he would never turn her down. Arif tells her that once Kader's parents give their permission, he has no problem with it. Zeynep explains that Kader's parents do not really care about her and that she and her parents can take responsibility for the girl together. Arif tells her to bring Kader to them and even offers to come and pick him up. Zeynep says not yet because she first needs to speak with Serhat. She also asks her father not to tell Rafika anything until she has had that conversation. Arif agrees. Father and daughter wish each other good night before ending the call. Meanwhile, Ilkem asks Serhat whether their mother will now remain in the house. Serhat confirms that Berik will stay because he is determined to do whatever is necessary to make sure the baby is born safely. Serhat then tells his daughters how much he has missed them. He reminds them that there is nothing more important to him in this life than his children. Berik watches the emotional moment from the doorway without saying anything. After a while, she quietly walks away. Serhat wishes Hale and Ilkem good night before leaving them. Hale asks Ilkem what hurts their mother the most. Ilkem remembers that their mum always used to say that losing her daughters was her greatest fear. Hale then comes up with an idea. She suggests that they should show their mother exactly what it feels like to lose her children. At the same time, Sehen returns home. Azra immediately questions him because she called the hotel approximately 2.5 hours earlier and was told that he had already left. She wants to know where he has been. Sehen claims that he was stuck in traffic. Azra is suspicious because 2.5 hours is a long time. Sehen tells her that he cannot deal with her questions right now and simply wants to go to bed. As he moves around, something falls out of his jacket and lands on a chair without him noticing. Azra notices it. Sehen then makes a sarcastic comment about Azra's collagen levels, warning that if she continues behaving this way, her skin will begin to sag early. Azra tells him that she will join him in bed soon. Once Sehen leaves, Azra checks the object that fell from his jacket. It's a flash drive. Azra hopes that it contains the video of the accident that has kept her trapped with Sehen. She takes a laptop and opens the file. However, instead of the footage she expects, she finds a video of Sehen speaking directly to her. Sehen tells her that if she thinks the flash drive contains the video of the man she killed, she is mistaken. He reminds her that he has repeatedly told her that the flash drive is the insurance of their relationship and asks whether she really thinks he would leave something so important lying around where anyone could find it. Azra immediately closes the laptop. When Azra goes to the room, he asks whether she watched the movie he made for her. Azra asks what kind of person he is. Sehen admits that he enjoys playing with her because she is naive and believes everything he tells her. He then says he wants to sleep and that they can discuss her thoughts about his movie later. Meanwhile, Berik receives a disturbing message on her phone: "We can't stand what you have done anymore." Berik wonders what the message means. She immediately becomes suspicious and goes to check on Hale and Ilkum. She finds the girls lying unconscious in the living room with pills scattered across the table and floor. Berik panics. Serhat and Zeynep wake up and rush in after hearing the commotion. They ask what has happened to the girls. Berik, crying, tells them that they have taken medicine. But the situation quickly becomes clear: Hale and Ilkum are not actually unconscious. When they see their mother crying, the girls begin laughing. Serhat is furious. He tells them that they must never do something like this again and that pretending to take pills is not a joke. Zeynep also demands to know what they were thinking and asks why they would do something so serious. Ilkum explains that they wanted their mother to experience the pain of losing them as payback for everything she has done to upset them. Serhat orders Hale and Ilkum to go to their room. Berik turns on Serhat, accusing him of enjoying the fact that he has turned the daughters against her. Serhat explodes, asking how she can possibly accuse him of that after everything he has done to protect the girls. He reminds her that he has been struggling to help Hale and Ilkum accept the truth about their mother, only for Berik to come into the house in the middle of the night and repeatedly traumatize them. Berik argues that none of this would have happened if Serhat had not told the girls everything. She says that now he gets to be the good father while she is made to look like the bad mother. Zeynep intervenes and tells Berik that she is not simply a bad mother, she has been emotionally abusive toward the girls for years. Zeynep reminds her that she constantly made Hale and Ilkum compete for her love and compared them against each other. Berik accuses Zeynep of being angry because she returned to the house and asks whether she is disappointed because Serhat did not end up with her. Berik tries to slap Zeynep, but Serhat catches her hand before she can hit her. Zeynep warns Berik never to attempt something like that again. Berik insists that she is still the lady of the house and Serhat's wife before walking away. Serhat apologizes to Zeynep for what happened. Zeynep then tells him that she has spoken with her father and has decided to take Kader and leave the house. Serhat admits that she has every reason to leave. He does not have an argument against her decision, but he asks her not to go. Zeynep tells him that she has made up her mind. She cannot continue living under the same roof as Berik, whom she believes has completely lost control. Serhat insists that Berik is not his wife anymore in the way that matters to him, but Zeynep remains determined to leave. Episode 31. Berik goes to Ilkum's room and asks whether the dress she bought for the charity ball has arrived. Ilkum admits that the dress is beautiful but throws it on the floor. Hale then arrives and reminds her mum that she chose a dress for her as well, but she cannot wear it because she will no longer be the skinny girl her mother wants her to be. She also throws the dress on the floor before leaving with Ilkum. Berik is left hurt by their rejection. Hale and Ilkum greet Kader and Zeynep. Kader responds, but Zeynep does not because she is angry with the girls with what they did last night. She tells them that they cannot treat their father that way and explains that although she understands why they are angry, what they did is not the solution. She then tells them that her and Kader are leaving the house. Hale and Ilkum immediately ask them not to go, admitting that they have become used to having them around. Zeynep says she feels the same but reminds them that they will still see each other at school because their father will be enrolling Kader there. Serhat arrives, and Hale asks him to convince Zeynep to stay. Serhat says that it is Zeynep's choice and that although he asked her not to leave, he cannot force her to stay. Zeynep then tells the girls not to be sad because there is a ball today and they will go shopping for dresses and have a good time. Kader excitedly says she wants a princess dress. Berik appears and asks what Kader plans to do at the ball. Zeynep reminds her that Kader was not asking her and tells the child that she will go to the ball and get the princess dress she wants. When they leave, Berik tells Zeynep that her daughters do not shop in open marketplaces and implies that those are probably the only places. Zeynep refuses to be insulted, so she tells Berik that she is not ashamed of shopping at an open-air market or of having been poor. She also tells Berik that if she was like her, she would be ashamed. Serhat reminds Berik that they have to be at the courthouse at 11 a.m. for the divorce hearing. Berik says that they decided not to divorce, but he makes it clear that he did not make that decision. He tells her that she will no longer carry his last name and that he will allow her to remain in the house simply until she gives birth to his child. He warns her not to make him drag her out of the house before leaving. Seyhan approaches Serhat and questions him about sending an employee he hired to another hotel. Serhat realizes that he means Ebru and explains that Khan thought it would be better after the rumors surrounding her and Seyhan. Seyhan asks whether Serhat actually believes the rumors, pointing out that transferring Ebru only makes the rumors appear true. Zeynep asks Seyhan why he is so interested in Ebru and warns him to stay away from her. Serhat also tells Seyhan to be more careful with his behavior because he is creating misunderstandings. Seyhan agrees that it is the right thing to do. Berik comes outside and Sevim sees her. Sevim is shocked that Berik is back in the house and asks what she is doing there. Berik sees Seyhan and reminds him that this is her home and announces that she is going to have another baby with Serhat. Sevim is furious and asks how she dares to return. She says that if Serhat cannot grab her by the arm and throw her out, she will do it herself. Seyhan stops his mother and reveals that Berik is pregnant. Azra is shocked, while Sevim refuses to believe Berik and thinks she is making the pregnancy up. Berik explains that she used the frozen embryo and that Serhat already saw the baby at the ultrasound. Azra asks whether she really did this without Serhat's knowledge and questions whether she has lost all her pride. Berik responds by asking whether such criticism should come from a woman who is nothing more than her husband's puppet. At the hotel, Ebru arrives for work despite previously being told that she would be transferred to the Beşiktaş branch. The staff are shocked to see her. Sedef asks whether she was not told that she would be working at the other hotel. Seyhan arrives and announces that Ebru will continue working there. Sedef reminds him that Khan had said otherwise, but Seyhan explains that Serhat Teker is the owner of the hotel, not Khan, and that he spoke with him. Seyhan tells Ebru not to listen to what anyone else says and wishes her luck. He then tells her that Zeynep wanted her fired but that he stopped her. Seyhan later tells Khan that he spoke with Serhat and that he said that Ebru can work wherever she wanted. Khan believes Serhat made the wrong decision. Seyhan warns Khan not to undermine him in front of the employees again. Khan explains that he was only trying to protect Ebru, but Seyhan asks whether he thinks he is Superman because he is always putting himself first to protect others. He tells his brother that nobody needs Countess's protection. Seyhan also informs him that Berik has returned home and is pregnant. Berik tells Serhat that even if they divorce, she will not remove her wedding ring. Serhat tells her that she can hang it around her neck if she wants because she is no longer his wife. Berik reminds him that when he proposed, he promised that he would never leave her. Serhat reminds her that she was the one who broke her promise of loyalty. Zeynep, Hale, Ilkem and Kader return home after shopping. Serhat calls Zeynep, who tells him that they have bought the girls' dresses and returned home. He tells her that he will see her at the hotel. Meanwhile, Sevim tells Azra that she has conducted a paternity test on Hale and Ilkem and is waiting for the results. Azra is alarmed and warns her that Serhat will be furious if he finds out. Sevim admits that Serhat already went crazy when she told him about doing the test. Azra advises her to destroy the envelope immediately when the results arrive, and Sevim agrees. Mustafa messages Azra to tell her that he is near the house and waiting for her. Sevam invites Azra to have coffee, but she makes an excuse, saying that she left her car window open and needs to go. Beric then goes to Tibet's office and tells him that he has to take Kada away because she no longer wants the child around. Tibet laughs and asks whether she has another plan for him, including where he is supposed to settle Kada. Beric tells him that he can take her wherever he wants as she simply wants the child gone. She explains that as long as Kada remains in the house, Zeynep will remain there too, and she wants Tibet to take Kada so she can fix things with Serhat. Tibet tells her to forget about Serhat and suggests returning Kada to the family she originally gave her to. Beric refuses, explaining that they abused Kada and beat her. Tibet says that it is sad but insists that it is not his problem. Beric reminds him that once he admitted he was Kada's biological father, the child became his responsibility. Tibet agrees to do one last favor for Beric and says he will find somewhere to send Kada where even Serhat will not interfere. Mustafa tells Azra that the woman she has been sending money to had a husband who died many years ago. He explains that he went to the address she wrote on the envelope and asked someone nearby about the man. Mustafa asks Azra whether she caused the man's accident. Azra finally admits that she killed him but insists that it was an accident. She also tells Mustafa about Sehen. She explains that Sehen flirted with her when she worked as a waitress at the hotel and later discovered the footage of the accident. He threatened her with the footage and forced her into marrying him. Mustafa realizes that the footage must be on the flash drive, and Azra confirms it. She tells him that she has been Sehen's prisoner ever since. Serhat speaks with a therapist online about discovering that his wife cheated on him. He admits that it is difficult for him to talk about what happened, but he eventually begins opening up about the betrayal and the emotional damage it has caused him. Later, a man arrives at the hotel. Sehen calls Ebru and asks whether the man is there. Ebru confirms that he is. The man gives Ebru his passport, and she asks Sehen what she should do. Sehen tells her to stay calm, take the passport and register him on the internal schedule so he can be sent to his brother, but not to register him on the official document that goes to the police. Ebru admits that she is scared. Sehen reassures her that there is nothing to fear and tells her that once she has completed the registration, she should give the man his room key. Ebru follows his instructions, takes the passport, completes the unofficial registration and gives the man his keys. Zeynep arrives at the Altan Isaac College charity ball with Hale, Ilkham and Kada. A member of the staff informs her that Serhat has reserved a room for her so she can get ready. Zeynep says that she is already ready and thanks him, but he tells her that Serhat asked him to deliver something to her. Zeynep and Kada go into the room, where Zeynep discovers a beautiful black dress accompanied by a note from Serhat saying, "If a customer needs a dress at night, we bring it right away." Kada thinks the dress is beautiful, and Zeynep asks her to help her get dressed. Kada happily agrees. Back at home, Rafika puts Ebru's clothes away and starts arranging her bed. She notices that something is under her bed and discovers money hidden inside Ebru's bandana. She is shocked and begins wondering where Ebru got such a large amount of money. Tibet arrives at the charity ball with his son Axel. Khan sees them and immediately approaches Tibet. Khan tells Axel that he wants to borrow his father for a few seconds. He then warns Tibet to leave before he loses his temper and breaks his bones in front of his son. Tibet says he will leave so things do not become ugly but insists that he is not leaving because he is afraid of Khan. Khan challenges him to stay, telling him to take one step through the door and see what happens. Tibet decides to leave. Before going, he tells Axel to go inside and enjoy himself because his friends are there and he has some things to take care of. Axel says that he will be left alone, but Tibet tells him to have fun and promises to pick him up later before leaving. Kada and Zeynep arrive at the charity ball, with Zeynep wearing the beautiful black dress Serhat bought for her. Hale and Ilkum are immediately surprised by the dress and tell her that she looks beautiful. Zeynep thanks them. The vice principal approaches, welcomes Zeynep to the school and compliments her appearance. Zeynep thanks her, and the vice principal offers to introduce her to some of the parents and teachers. Zeynep goes with her, leaving the girls together. Axel accidentally bumps into Hale. Ilkum immediately tells him to watch where he is going and calls him an idiot, questioning what he is doing there in the first place. Axel fires back, asking what it has to do with her and reminds her that he is in the same class. Ilkum tells him to stop talking nonsense and leave, but Axel refuses. Zeynep notices the argument and approaches them to stop it. She asks what is going on and tells Axel that he should not step toward a girl like that, asking whether his father never taught him how to treat women. Axel says Ilkum started the argument by insulting him. Ilkum insists that she did not insult him but simply treated him the way he deserved. Zeynep tells both of them that they do not have to stay in the same place when the hall is so large and advises them to move to different corners. One of the guests asks Hale whether her mother will be attending the event. Hale lies and says that Berik is sick and could not come, and the woman sends her regards. Hale notices the woman speaking with other guests and begins to worry that everyone knows about her mother's affair with Tibet. Zeynep notices how upset Hale is and asks what is wrong. Hale points out the women talking and asks how she is supposed not to care when everyone is looking at her. Zeynep tells her that none of those people's opinions matter. She advises Hale never to show people her wounds. If they look at her, she should look back at them even more confidently, stand tall and look them directly in the eye. Zeynep tells her that she should make them uncomfortable instead of allowing them to intimidate her, and most importantly, there should be no crying and no tears. Ilkum then points out Kader to Axel and tells him that she is his sister. Soon afterward, Serhat arrives at the event after being delayed. Hale and Ilkum happily welcome their father. Serhat asks his daughters which of them will dance with him first. Ilkum says that as his first child, she should be the one to dance with him. Zeynep greets Serhat, and Hale agrees to be the second daughter to dance with him. Serhat and Ilkum take part in the parent and child dance first. Meanwhile, at the hotel, Ebru gives a guest his room card and wishes him a good rest. The man thanks her. Sedif then approaches Ebru and tells her that they are short-staffed in the ballroom and asks her to go there. Ebru complains that every time she is told to go somewhere, someone is telling her to go somewhere else. Sedif reminds her that if she does not want to work at the hotel, she should have listened to Khan and accepted the transfer to the other hotel. Ebru reminds Sedif that she is not in human resources and tells her to mind her own business. Rafika calls Ebru while crying and asks her what she has done. Ebru, already stressed and busy at work, asks what she has done now and tells her mother that she can save whatever she has to say until she gets home because she is very busy. She hangs up, leaving Rafika crying while still holding the money she found. The guest whom Ebru secretly registered without putting his information into the official records later receives a bag from another person. Inside the bag are guns, revealing the dangerous nature of the illegal operation Sehen has involved Ebru in. Episode 32. Back at the charity ball, Serhat and Hale begin dancing while Zeynep and Kader dance nearby. Hale suddenly says that she feels dizzy. Ilkum changes the music to something more lively and starts dancing with her father. Sedif watches them from a distance with a smile. Afterward, Serhat tells Zeynep that it was a good thing she convinced his daughters to attend the ball. Sedif then approaches Serhat saying that she saw him dancing with his daughters and would like to dance with him. Serhat tells her that he promised Zeynep that he would dance with her. Zeynep immediately says that he did not make such a promise, but Serhat insists that he just did. Kader excitedly begs Zeynep to dance with Serhat. Zeynep finally agrees, and the two of them take the dance floor together. Their dance attracts everyone's attention, while Sedef forces a smile as she watches them. Ebru is serving guests when she notices Zeynep dancing with Serhat. After the dance, Zeynep notices Ebru and approaches her. She asks what Ebru is doing there. Zeynep explains that she came to the ball because teachers are expected to attend, not because she is a fan of parties or charity balls. Ebru asks whether her sister would like anything, calling her Mom. Zeynep questions where that attitude is coming from. Ebru tells Zeynep that while she is dancing in the ballroom wearing expensive clothes, she is picking up trash and serving people. Zeynep tells her not to talk nonsense and asks why she is attacking her. Ebru reminds Zeynep that she tried to get her fired from what she calls a terrible job because she thought it was too much for her. Zeynep tells Ebru to say what is really bothering her and makes it clear that she is only trying to keep her away from Sihan. Ebru fires back that she should keep herself away from Serhat first before walking away. Later, Rafika calls Ebru asking about the money she found on her bed. She asks who gave her the money and how she earned it. Ebru insists that she earned it herself. Rafika asks what kind of job she is doing to make that much money and what qualifications she has to receive such an amount. Rafika admits that she is beginning to have terrible thoughts about what she might be doing and begs her not to drive her crazy. Ebru assures her mother that it is not what she thinks. Rafika orders her to come home and explain exactly where the money came from. Ebru ends the call and wonders how she is going to explain everything. As Ebru leaves, she runs into Sihan. He asks whether she wants him to take her home. Ebru says she is not going home. When he asks where she is going, she admits that she does not know. Sihan asks who upset her. Ebru sarcastically asks whether he is going to have the person beaten up like he did with her former boyfriend, Okan. She tells him that it is not just one person who is upsetting her, it is her family, her life and everyone around her. Sihan says they can fix her life and that is not a problem, although he admits that he cannot fix her family. He tells Ebru that his own family relationships are not great either. Overwhelmed by everything that has happened, Ebru suddenly kisses Sihan. However, he is not moved by the kiss. He asks her what she is doing. Ebru says that she has realized that since she is already serving her sentence, she might as well commit the crime too. She asks Serhat to take her somewhere no one can find them. Meanwhile, Hale tells Ilkum that she is glad they came to the ball because she never expected them to have so much fun. Ilkum agrees and says that she is also glad Zeynep insisted that they attend. Rafika calls Zeynep and asks whether she knows where Ebru is. Zeynep says she saw Ebru at the hotel about an hour earlier and spoke with her, so she assumes she has already left. Zeynep immediately becomes concerned and asks whether something is wrong. Rafika denies that anything is wrong. Zeynep asks her to let her know if Ebru does not come home. After ending the call, Zeynep tries calling Ebru herself, but Ebru does not answer. Azra also becomes suspicious when she realizes that Sihan is not home and is not answering her calls. She calls Tule and orders her to go to Ebru's house and find out whether she is there. Azra hopes that Sihan and Ebru are together because she believes this could finally give her the evidence she needs to get rid of her husband. Tule goes to the house with Erkan and pretends that she wants Ebru to curl her hair because she has a meeting in the morning. Rafika tells her that Ebru is not home and closes the door. Tule immediately tells Erkan that Rafika's anger makes it obvious that something suspicious is going on. She calls Azra and tells her that Ebru is not at home. Azra is delighted by the possibility that her husband is cheating on her because she believes it means she can finally get rid of him. Zeynep tells Serhat that Ebru still is not answering and that she is not at home. Serhat assumes that Ebru may have gone to a friend's house, but Zeynep disagrees as Ebru is not the type to disappear after work. When she finishes her shift, she normally goes home. Zeynep worries that something may have happened to her sister. Berik notices Serhat comforting Zeynep from a distance. Meanwhile, Sehen takes Ebru home. Ebru is extremely worried about what kind of chaos is waiting for her at home because she already feels humiliated. Sehen asks her why she is embarrassed. Ebru asks herself why she gave in to him and how she could have made such a mistake. Sehen reminds her that she was the one who made the offer and that he simply gave in to her. Ebru tells him to stop talking and wonders aloud how she could have made such a terrible mistake. Sehen holds Ebru's chin and kisses her. Ebru then asks whether he loves her. Sehen says that he, kind of, loves her. Ebru repeats the words in disbelief, asking what he means by kind of. Sehen asks what she expects him to say. Ebru cannot believe what she has done and gets out of the car. Rafika is waiting outside for Ebru and thanks God when she finally sees her daughter return home safely. She asks Ebru where she has been. She tells her mother to hit her because she deserves it this time and admits that she had been drinking. She apologizes, but Rafika tells her that she cannot get away with what she has done simply by saying sorry and demands to know where every penny of the money came from. Ebru finally confesses that Sehen gave her the money and that she accepted it. Ebru cries as she apologizes to her mother. Rafika asks whether something happened to her and whether someone did something to her. Ebru tells her that nobody did anything to her and that everything she did was her own decision. Rafika tells her that she must return the money to Sehen and promises that the matter will remain between them. The following day, social services arrive at Tülay and Erkan's home. They explain that they received a report claiming that the couple used violence against a child. They quickly discover that the child is no longer living with them and become concerned that she may have been kidnapped. Tülay explains that the child was taken into the care of a wealthier family. The officials demand the address where the child is currently staying. At the same time, a man arrives at Serhat's house asking for 7 tekka. Berik answers the door and sees that he is carrying what appears to be a DNA test result. She tells him that her mother-in-law is not home but offers to accept it on her behalf. The man gives her a form to complete and sign and hands her the envelope. Berik opens the envelope and discovers that Sevim secretly had a DNA test conducted on Hale and Ilkem. She hides the envelope in Serhat's room. Zeynep and Kader are preparing to leave when social services arrive. The officials tell Zeynep that they have come to take Kader into state custody. Zeynep insists that this is unnecessary and says that she will protect Kader herself. She explains that Kader is safe and does not experience violence in her home. Azra supports Zeynep and confirms that she takes very good care of the child. The officials reveal that they have an emergency protection order and must take Kader immediately. Zeynep insists that she is protecting the girl, but the officials take Kader away despite her protests. Azra immediately goes to get Serhat. Zeynep continues explaining that Tülay and Erkan are not Kader's parents. Serhat arrives and tells the officials that Kader's mother is his wife. The woman from social services explain that they can take legal action and explain the situation in court, but at that moment they are legally required to take the child. Serhat tells Zeynep that he will handle the situation but that they must allow the officials to take Kader for now. Zeynep desperately tells Kader not to be afraid and promises that she will not abandon her. Zeynep breaks down crying after Kader is taken away. Serhat comforts her as Berik watches the entire situation from a distance. When Zeynep sees Berik, she immediately confronts her. She tells Berik to look at what is happening. Her own child is being dragged away while she simply stands at the window watching. Beric tells Zeynep to calm down and get a grip, insisting that taking Kader away is for the best. Zeynep asks Beric whether she has any conscience and demands to know where her heart is, asking whether it has turned to stone. She then grabs Beric by the arm and tells her that they should go together so she can tell the officials that she is Kader's mother and take her back. Beric refuses. She tells Zeynep that if she loves Kader so much, she should adopt her. Zeynep immediately says that she will. She promises that she will become Kader's mother and make the girl forget all the pain she caused her. She tells Serhat that she will adopt Kader and do whatever it takes to make it happen. Serhat tells her that their lawyer is already waiting for them. Hale then asks her mum what all the shouting is about. Beric tells her that nothing happened and claims that Zeynep simply had a nervous breakdown. Beric then asks Hale to do something for her. She tells her that there is a photo album in her father's room, inside the bookcase, and says it is the album with flowers on it. Beric reminds Hale that her father does not want her going into his room, but asks her to bring the album to her anyway. Hale agrees. When she enters her father's room, she finds the DNA test results that Beric hid there. Hale is shocked by what she sees. She immediately goes to Ilkem's room and tells her that their father secretly conducted a paternity test on them. Ilkem is stunned. Hale explains that their father must have suspected that they were not actually his biological children. Meanwhile, Zeynep tells the lawyer that she wants to adopt Kader and is willing to sign whatever documents are necessary. The lawyer explains that adoption is a long legal process. Because Kader already trusts Zeynep, the immediate option would be to apply for foster care while the situation is being resolved. He then explains that under the relevant rules, an unmarried person under the age of 30 cannot adopt a child. Zeynep is stunned when she realizes that being single prevents her from adopting Kader immediately. Serhat looks at Zeynep and, seeing how desperate she is to keep Kader safe, makes a life-changing proposal. He asks Zeynep to marry him. Episode 33. Small Diamond. Serhat asks Zeynep to marry him, leaving her completely stunned. He explains that the only way she can adopt Kader as a single woman is through marriage, so he is offering to help her. Zeynep understands his intention but is irritated by the way he presents it, almost as though he is ordering her to marry him. Serhat makes it clear that this will not be a real marriage as he already made the mistake of marrying Beric once and has no intention of repeating it. He asks whether she accepts his proposal, but Zeynep insists that he does not have to marry her just to help her. Serhat refuses to let Kader remain in social services, reminding her that she is his daughter's sister. He proposes that they remain married only until the legal adoption process is completed, after which they can divorce immediately. Zeynep agrees to consider the arrangement, and Serhat informs Mr. Ergun that they are going to get married. Meanwhile, Sehen is once again interfering with Azra's appearance, this time bringing her a new collection of shoes. Azra looks at them and complains that they are too small for her. Sehen remarks that it is as if her feet are still growing, something he finds disgusting and wants it to stop. Azra tells him to stop being ridiculous because she cannot even walk comfortably in the shoes. Sehen insists on putting one of them on her foot and forces it into place despite the shoe being too tight. When Azra complains about the pain, Sehen tells her that she has to endure pain for beauty. Before leaving for the hotel, he orders her to try the rest of the shoes and warns her not to look for her old ones because he has already given them all away. Once he leaves, Azra angrily throws the shoes aside. Small Diamond Hale tells Beric that because of her betrayal, their father became suspicious enough to have a DNA test done. Hale shows her the results. Beric insists that their father can insult her and accuse her of whatever he wants, but he has no right to question whether they are his daughters. Hale tells her that they are simply paying the price for her actions. Beric then tells her daughters that they may hate her now, but they must never forget how much she loved them from the moment she first held them in her arms. She insists that she loved them more than their father before leaving. Small Diamond Mr. Ergun tells Zeynep and Serhat that he will prepare the documents for their marriage. He also explains the process that will follow. Social services will visit their home to determine whether it is suitable for Kader. Normally, the assessment can take months, but because Kader has psychological difficulties and is strongly attached to Zeynep, Ergun believes they can speed up the process to approximately a week. Zeynep is relieved to hear that Kader could be living with her within a week. However, Mr. Ergun explains that there is still a longer legal process afterward. They must remain married for approximately a year before Kader can legally be registered as their child, and after that they can begin the adoption process, which could take another 6 months. That means Zeynep and Serhat have to be married for roughly a year and a half. Zeynep says that as long as Kader is with her, she has no problem with the arrangement. Serhat tells Mr. Ergun that he does not want anyone to know about the marriage until everything is officially completed. Sedef encounters Mr. Ergun on his way out and assumes that he has come to discuss Serhat's divorce proceedings, but he tells her that it is quite the opposite and that his visit has nothing to do with the divorce. When Sedef asks whether it concerns Zeynep, Ergun simply wishes her a good day without revealing anything. Small Diamond Zeynep worries about how her parents will react. She believes her mother will be particularly upset because she had imagined a proper wedding for her daughter, while she thinks her father will sort of understand but will still be disappointed. Serhat reminds her that this is not a real marriage, to which she agrees, but points out that she will still legally be a married woman and that her parents will care about that. Serhat tells her that if she has another solution, they should use it. Zeynep admits she does not, but if she had another option, she would never in a million years take the cursed surname Tekke. Serhat tells her that she will have to endure being Zeynep Tekke for a while. Serhat also wants to tell Hale and Ilkem because he does not want to hide anything from his daughters. Zeynep agrees but says she wants to visit Kader first so the little girl does not think they have forgotten about her. Tule arrives at Azra's home with a serious problem. She tells Azra that they have accumulated a gambling debt of 100,000 lira. Tule reminds her that she said she will compensate her if she help bring Ebru and Sehen closer together. Azra promises to pay her after the divorce, but Tule refuses to wait that long. She warns that the people they owe money to will come after them if the debt is not paid. Azra insists that she does not have the money. Tule then shows her a photograph of her and Mustafa threatening to send it to Sehen. Azra is alarmed and agrees to find the money. When Sevim calls for her, Azra tells Tule to leave and promises that she will give her the money that day. Sevim and Azra prepare to go shopping. Sevim notices that Azra is walking strangely and realizes that she must have bought the new shoes without trying them on. She tells Azra to stop shopping online. Azra grabs her arm and insists that she is fine. At the hotel, Rafika confronts Sehen. She hands back the money he gave Ebru and tells him that her daughter does not need his dirty money. Sehen insists that Ebru deserved the money because it was a bonus for her work. Rafika tells him that Ebru is quitting her job and warns him not to bother her anymore. Sehen calls Ebru and tells her what her mother has done. Ebru says she had already told her mother to return the money and makes it clear that after what happened the previous night, she does not want to see Sehen again. Small Diamond Sehen receives a call from Tibet, who tells him that another man is scheduled to check into the hotel and that he will send the man's details. Sehen immediately asks him to postpone the arrangement because there is a problem. Tibet tells him to come to his office so they can discuss it. Zeynep tells her mother that Kader has been taken into social services custody. At the hotel, Khan brings Serhat some documents to sign. He notices that Serhat looks troubled and asks what is wrong. Serhat tells him that he is getting married to Zeynep. Can is surprised and asks whether Serhat is in love with her. Serhat explains that Zeynep wants to adopt Kader, but because she is single, she cannot do it, so they are getting married purely as a formality. Can praises Zeynep, saying that she is making sacrifices for Kader that neither of her biological parents was willing to make. Serhat agrees and says that when Zeynep loves someone, she completely devotes herself to them. Serhat tells Can that he does not want anyone to know about the marriage and asks him to be his witness. Can agrees, reminding Serhat that he was also his witness when he married Berik. Serhat bitterly says that he wishes he could erase the day he married Berik. Sevim and Azra visit a jewelry store. While Sevim is trying on a necklace, Azra secretly steals a bracelet and puts it into her purse. She then pretends that her stomach is hurting. Sevim becomes annoyed because she feels Azra is preventing her from shopping and says they will leave soon. Azra leaves saying she will go home and rest. The staff soon discover that one of the bracelets is missing. They ask Sevim whether Azra may have taken it to look at it. Sevim insists that Azra did not touch anything and demands to speak to the manager, reminding them that she has been shopping there for years without any incident. Azra gives the stolen bracelet to Tule. She warns Tule not to ask her for another cent until she divorces Sehen. Sevim later calls Azra and tells her that a bracelet was stolen and that one of the employees is accusing her. Azra becomes frightened. Please follow this R-Page Novellas Plus Hub for more daily updates on your favorite telenovela. Smile. Small Diamond at the Social Services Center. Zeynep visits Kader and promises that she will bring her home, but explains that she has to complete some procedures first. Kader becomes upset because she does not want to remain there. She fears that Zeynep does not love her anymore and is abandoning her just as her mum did. Before Zeynep can reassure her, Kader walks away. Back at the jewelry store, the manager shows Sevim the security footage. The footage clearly proves that Azra stole the bracelet. Sevim is embarrassed and apologizes, explaining that she had forgotten that Azra had said she was taking the bracelet. She asks whether she can simply pay for it. Meanwhile, Sehen tells Tibet that Ebru has quit her job and asks him not to send anyone else to the hotel until he finds a replacement. Tibet insists that Sehen must bring Ebru back because the client involved is extremely dangerous. He warns that the consequences could be disastrous for both of them. Small Diamond. Before Sehen can leave, they are informed that the men have arrived. When Sehen and Tibet attempt to leave, two men stop them, with one of them pointing a gun directly at Sehen. Sevim returns home looking for Azra. She confronts her daughter-in-law and angrily asks how she could steal. She says she is ashamed of her and wishes she had never lived to see the day her daughter disgraced the family. Sevim reminds Azra that Sehen gave her an unlimited credit card, so there was no reason for her to steal a bracelet. Azra reveals that she is a kleptomaniac. She explains that she cannot control the urge to steal when it comes over her and says she has struggled with it since she was young. She apologizes and insists that it is a disorder. She also tells Sevim that she gave the stolen bracelet to a poor woman because she could not return it without the store discovering what happened and reporting her to the police. Azra begs Sevim not to tell Sehen because she fears he will divorce her and their family will fall apart. Sevim agrees to keep it a secret but insists that Azra must seek treatment. Azra agrees, and Sevim promises that their conversation will remain between them. Small Diamond. Later, Serhat enters the house and finds Hale and Ilkem hanging something on the wall. Ilkem proudly explains that they are displaying their test results because they passed the paternity test. Serhat is confused and insists that he never ordered a paternity test. Hale explains that it was a paternity test. Serhat immediately realizes something is wrong. Berik appears and asks how Serhat could ever doubt that the girls were his daughters. Serhat tells her not to make matters worse because he never doubted Hale and Ilkem. He soon discovers that Sevam was responsible for the test. Serhat confronts his mother and reminds her that he specifically told her never to pursue the paternity test again. Sevam admits that she had doubts, so she took the girls' toothbrushes and sent them to the clinic. She says that after regretting what she had done, she intended to destroy the results when they arrived. Serhat asks whether she actually destroyed them. Sevam insists that she did not leave them at home. Serhat asks to see her phone so they can find out who received the package. They discover that Berik accepted it. Sevam immediately calls Berik a snake, accusing her of constantly trying to create a wedge between her and her grandchildren. She promises that this time she will not let Berik get away with it. Small Diamond Zeynep later speaks with Ebru and tells her that their mother said she had quit her job. Ebru admits that Zeynep had warned her repeatedly, but she did not listen and now regrets it. Zeynep tells her not to regret leaving. She says Ebru did the right thing because there is no reason to remain somewhere people gossip about her behind her back. She reminds Ebru that when one door closes, another eventually opens. Ebru asks Zeynep why she keeps making mistakes. Zeynep tells her that people often learn what is right by making mistakes. Ebru insists that she does not make mistakes, prompting Zeynep to point out that she has made plenty herself. Zeynep then tells Ebru that she believes she is about to make the biggest mistake of her life because she is going to marry Serhat. Ebru is stunned. Zeynep immediately tells her to keep her voice down. Ebru reminds her that Serhat is the same man she was once interested in.